event to be on, to learn and to listen. So that's why I'm here.
So it's 5 seconds more and we can start to that. It's 12:30. After 5 seconds, you can start.
Okay. Yeah, you just signal me and
We need to respect time because it's 30 minutes, so we'll end up by 30 minutes. Thank you. Good. You can open this one. Yeah, Uday, are we starting?
yeah, should I?
Yes, it's 12:30 sharp. You should
All
go
right,
by
all
the
right.
time.
Yeah, let's start on time.
Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Uday Bhanu Singh, and thank you so much for being present with us today as we finally launch the Energy Bootcamp. So this is an event that all of us have been working very hard on, and we've been working with people across nations, people across time zones in order to create this new event in physics. And it brings us immense joy to have all of you with us as we finally kick it off. So, in order to uphold the Shiv Nadar School tradition, I would like to share my screen and play a virtual version of the mindfulness bell that we always use at school gatherings. We can communicate something to you through the bell as well. So, I request everyone to put themselves on mute in order to avoid any disturbances. Thank you so much for joining us with the mindfulness bell, and I hope that the silent acquaintance that you made to the sound of the bell was able to freshen you up and help you concentrate, because we're about to throw some science at you. So I would first like to briefly introduce what the Energy Bootcamp is. So through so many years in the past, our STEAM coordinator Vinita ma'am has introduced us to many different versions of the physics conclave. Like in the previous years, she has taken us to the particle colliders at CERN, and there have been, and through the various editions of the physics conclave, we were introduced and pushed across the boundaries of what science and STEAM and technology and engineering can really do. And this year, we collaborated with IYNS, the Indian Youth Nuclear Society, in order to create the Energy Bootcamp. So this is going to be a month-long event, which is being organized by Shiv Nadar School, Vidya Gyan, and IYNS in collaboration, which will entail different events and different activities, different workshops, which we will further talk about. And hopefully, we are able to generate a discussion not only on nuclear science, but also on science in general and what really science is and how it's relevant to our times, and most importantly, the importance of energy in our days and how we need to tackle with energy, how we need to manage it, and what really management of energy means, and why do we need to manage energy. These are some questions that we wish to explore through the course of the energy bootcamp. Now, before going into details, I would like to share my screen again and play a shloka that was performed by Anuya, who is a student from grade 10.
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं त्वजति कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा नमस्तुलसी कल्याणी नमो लक्ष्मी सरस्वती नमो दुर्गे देवी भगवती सर्वरूपिणी मूषिकवाहन मोदकहस्ता मूषिकवाहन मोदकहस्ता चामरकर्ण विलम्बितसूत्र चामरकर्ण विलम्बितसूत्र वामनरूप महेश्वर पुत्र वामनरूप महेश्वर पुत्र विघ्न विनायक पाद नमस्ते विघ्न विनायक पाद नमस्ते
Thank you, Anuya, for that beautiful performance. And I hope you all enjoyed, because sadly, that's all the music that we had planned for this event. Because now it's time for the nerdy science stuff to begin. And who better to kick us off than our own STEAM coordinator, Vinita ma'am. So, as I said before, we have had various exposures to STEAM and science in general in the past. And I think I would like to invite Ms. Vinita Sharat now, who will talk more about what's special about this year, the different take to the physics event, to the various physics events that we organized at school. We're taking this year, and hopefully she'll be able to shine more light on the energy boot camp, and hopefully you'll be more excited. So, Vinita ma'am, I invite you to speak.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Uday, for beautiful introduction regarding Energy Bootcamp 2020. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Our esteemed guests connected from Australia, France, different parts of Europe, and Pan India. It is my privilege to welcome our esteemed guest for the event, Colonel Gopal, CEO SNS and President SNU, Mr. Raymond, Director SNS, Mrs. Shiv Energy, Principal SNS Noida, Mrs. Monica Sagar, Principal Gurgaon, Mrs. Anjuval, Principal Faridabad, Mr. Viswajit Banerjee, Principal Vidyagyan, Bulandshahr, Mrs. Nutan Singh, Principal Vidyagyan, Sitapur, and my dear students from different wings and my dear faculty members from all 5 campuses. So as a part of STEM curriculum, this year we decided to take this energy bootcamp forward. The main reason was, since last 2 years, we were inviting people from CERN and we were doing on particle physics. And last year we could not do it very effectively because of the smog and pollution problem. The whole month-long preparation was a kind of standstill. We managed somehow because all the educational institutes were shut down. So during that time, it came to my mind let's shift our mindset from particle physics and CERN innovation towards sustainability and energy, which is more required. So keeping that mind, a big thank you to Dr. Nitendra, IYNS president, who is there with us and with whom we collaborated since last 3 months. My first meeting with Colonel Gopal, when I shared my idea and he said, please go ahead with permission to Sashi ma'am, who said that you must express your views to Colonel Gopal. And since last 3 months, all five wings of Shiv Nadar and Vidya Gyan teachers, especially the lead teachers, are working with these scientists at a very uneven time, sometime 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, because that time suits from 5-hour difference. So thanks a lot, Megha from Faridabad campus, Ruchi ma'am from Gurgaon campus, Mayank sir from Sitapur, and Gulfam sir from Bulandsahar. Also, a big thank you to my science department. Without their support, I could not have imagined this. A big thank you to Rachna ma'am, Anamika ma'am, and Sonia ma'am, who were working with me, and all of us were working since last 3 months. So thanks a lot, and I don't want to speak more. I am just going to give the mic to the virtual mic to Dr. Nitin. Over to you, Dr. Nitin. Please introduce your team and thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. And first of all, greetings to all of you from different part of the world and sparing time to be with us. So myself, Nitendra Singh, I'm the president at IYNS. I'm basically a nuclear engineer. To be precise, nuclear safety design engineer, working for long now. Here we have a big team at IYNS, but for Energy Boot Camp, we have a dedicated team from IYNS side, and we collaborated a big team which has IYNS members as well as the members from SNS side. So today we have here present with us Sunena Kundra. She is the general manager at IYNS. She is working in the field of energy business marketing in Delhi. We have Samyak Munot with us. He is pursuing his PhD in nuclear severe accident management from Bhabha Atomic Research Center. And we have Dr. Vaishnavi Tiwari with us. She is the editor at IYNS, and she finished her PhD in nuclear physics. So I shall, I think, begin with this story, which is the most important part here. And as I'm a man of stories, please excuse me if I exceed the time limit. So the story began in July when we at IYNS were busy for the launch of our flagship event. It's being informal with we call it as, and it's a talk show where we invite the eminent scientists and we connect them to the people. So at that time, I received a call from Vinita ma'am, and I know Vinita ma'am from her Sri Ram school days at Gurgaon. So she said, Nitin, our students have been enjoying the particle physics and CERN activities for long now, and they have they want to dig deeper into to explore the energy and environmental aspect mostly, and they are after me questioning what will be the sustainable future do we have under this scenario, can we do something like this. So she was really excited. I said, okay, just give me some time, give me 10-15 days, let me finish this part, and then we'll stick together to the boot camp thing. And here I want to mention Shashi ma'am and all the respective principals of Shiv Nadar schools and Vidya Gyan, that you have a bright and visionary kids studying in your school. I really appreciate it because they have also been the part of the organizing team. They are amazing kids. So during this initial week of August, we set together the team and IYNS and Vinita ma'am, we set together, we finalized the detailed plan, and it was okay. Then this entire plan was ready, the team was ready, we chalked out it will be a month long awareness event, and the topic will be sustainability in terms of energy and environment, which will commence from today itself. So, and it will be concluded with 3-day long interactive session during the November 6 to 8 of this year. So the idea is like why we should do it. This is the first question which we wanted to answer, like why it is important. So I'll take my introduction in this manner only for the boot camp. Like why? So as all of us understand that we need energy security and the environmental impact. These two are the major topics and major concerns across the globe, if you get to know. And especially in a country like India where we are living, we need to have a sustainable source of energy in order to have a sustainable development. So, and in the present scenario, if you see, like the major of the contribution towards the energy demand or electricity production is mainly fulfilled by fossil fuels. So, if you see, this we call as a baseload power supply, the supply which continues for 24/7. So, in our country is mainly due to fossil fuel, coal, gas, whatever. So one might can say that the main part is if you follow this, the energy production using the fossil fuels, what are the repercussions of it? Like it generates carbon footprint. It keep on adding the greenhouse gases to the environment. It is not good for the environment, and this is a major concern because the amount is huge. Because as you understand, if you want to generate a equivalent amount of energy between coal and gas and renewables, you need different aspects. You may need a lot of coal, which will give a lot of tons of carbon generation. So now, to answer that, one might say that we have renewable energy sources. There is no issue. We have solar, wind. This could be an answer. However, they miss a point. Like all these sources are intermittent source of the energies. Like solar on there, solar is available in daytime, or if it is cloudy, the efficiency is very low. If the wind currents are low, the power production efficiency is very low. So they are not the if you say the base load power supplies, so to say. One can add like we have hydroelectric, which is 24/7. That could be our base load power supply. But then you need to understand you cannot have hydroelectric plants in all places. You need to have certain criteria to have that. And also, if you want to understand, like if you want to make a 3000 megawatt plant or hydro plant, so you need to have immense size of lake to be created. For example, if you see Terry, when we made this Tehri Dam, how many villages need to be shifted and the ecology need to be disturbed. So there are limitations of each sources. So due to this, and there's one more point attached to it, the energy density which we talk about. For example, if you want to generate 1 megawatt of power from any fuel, so the amount of fuel needed is different. For example, if you want to generate 1 megawatt power using coal, you may need some tons of coal. If you want to generate it with the say for example gas, you need some megatons of gas of it. And if you want to generate it with water, you need gallons of liters of water, things like that. So the criteria which affects it comes from the energy density, like how dense is the source in terms of energy. This we need to understand. Now, what is the problem with this? The problems comes here. As I mentioned, if you want to have a sustainable development, you need to have 24/7 power supply, which is the base load power supply. And if you say present scenario, if you use coal and fossil fuels, so to say, then you will be adding the impact to the environment. So if you want to maintain the environment or if you want to have a sustainable development, this is the big question which we have in front of us today. So now, what you will say? Should we compromise with our development? It's okay, we can live in this scenario. It's okay, we are having a sufficient healthcare. We are okay with these circumstances. Perfectly okay. We need to maintain the environment first, or you should say, okay, leave this environment that will see it's been there for long. It's Earth. It will manage, and we need to focus more on our development. We need to have a good life. We need to have industries working, economy growing, things like that. This you need to answer. What do you want? So this is the biggest question of today, which most of the so-called third world nations have to answer, because West is already being developed. They don't care about it, and those who are not working, they don't feel like the liability they have. While we have this big question to answer, what do we need? Most of the people are confused at this point. This is one aspect which we want to tell our kids through this boot camp, that what is the new possibility. I would say I need both. I need both. I need to have 24/7 power supply, power generation for my nation, and I also want to maintain this climate and ecosystem in the best possible way. I don't want to contribute much about the carbon footprints. Then the question arises, how you will do that? When you already understood that there is a limit, then how you will do that? So the answer is very simple, very simple. We all know, like we have renewable energies, right? So renewable energy mix, which we say, which we use the very popular term these days, is the best possible solution to address this issue. So now one could achieve the perfect energy mix by replacing the existing fossil fuel based baseload power supply with something which could give you this equivalent baseload power supply. And the answer to that is nuclear power. And the other renewable sources can obviously supplement it. So why nuclear power? This you need to understand, because it's the 24/7 power supply. It's high density power supply. It's low carbon emission energy source. So all benefits you have, which you were facing from the fossil fuels. And along with that, nuclear has an added advantage. You get extra benefits when you use, along with the electricity production, it contributes to the field of medical science. Improvement of, you already know, radiation therapies and other stuff. In the field of agriculture, to control the pest and improve the shelf life of your grain, and it is helpful for the farmers as well. In so many industrial applications, so many. In desalination of seawater, which could answer your drinking water crisis as well. So along with one, you are getting a big package of it. So, and also one point I want to mention here, I don't know, do you really know that Indian nuclear technologies are one of the most advanced technologies in the world?
Uh,
I
I didn't know, because I just want to, a kind of wind up because time is less. Because I was surprised when you said yes yesterday that I was saying you are in France, India is lagging behind. So it was very nice. So basically, by your event, you want to update students. See, India is ahead of and India is standing far with. So that's why you planned all virtual visits and etc. of different nuclear facility in India and abroad during these 3 days, right, Nitendra? So
sure,
that
ma'am.
thank you. So you can continue for some more time, and after that we'll hand over to there, because when you were speaking yesterday, I was so surprised that I was thinking people sitting in France, that is the most a nuclear power rich place, but it is not. We are also, when I understood that from you yesterday at probably at 12 o'clock night, and you made me understand. So yes, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a fact that France uses like more than 70% of its electricity from nuclear energy. Indeed, it's a fact. And in India, the contribution is very less, almost 6%, so to say, the installed capacity. And I have traveled and worked in so many nuclear facilities across the globe, and I can tell you, like, we are the best in many things. We are the best in dealing our nuclear waste, best in the world. We are the best in nuclear safety culture. We are the best in nuclear operations. We have set so many benchmarks, international benchmarks in our country. And of course, we are best in nuclear innovation. Not
Then,
many people tell about this, but it's a fact. Yes, ma'am.
so just a concluding line from you, sir. Then why we are so much of this thing that France is so well, so and we are lagging behind. Indians are lagging behind. We should. I don't understand. So this myth after this energy boot camp, I think this myth will be over, and students will understand, and we all will understand rather that we are equally a part with all developed countries. So it's the only mindset when you have to build more nuclear reactors, etc. Thank you.
Yes, yes. You are pretty correct in that sense. Like, not many people know that. Okay, France are having 59 countries or 59 nuclear reactors working in France, and India also have 22. And of course, already 14 under construction, and already 10 more sanctioned to be constructed. So we are also growing. The when you make the comparison makes the difference. For example, you are saying 70%, but the amount of total energy for France is a small country compared to India. This we need to understand. And what is the demand they have? So, for example, if I need a demand of say 100 megawatt, and out of that 70 megawatt is generated by nuclear, then I will say my power generation is 70%. In India, the demand could be 1000 megawatt, and then you say I am generating say 200 megawatt, and then I will say it's just 20%. So
That's
we
okay.
need to understand how we are comparing, and this gives the perception, okay, we are lagging, we don't have. I give you very short example. I'm sorry if I'm making a bit delay
Yeah,
to
because
this,
we
but
have another 2-3 minutes left.
yes,
Yeah.
just quick thing. When Germany shut down their nuclear power program, everyone in India was like, if they are certain, then how we will do and things like that. But as I mentioned, we are the best. So I'll just continue with this, and the last part of this bootcamp will be what you are going to have in future in terms of the sustainable development what we are having in our hand. So in the 3-day concluding session, we will have the question. We will be able to answer some questions like why it is important to understand the radiations, the matter, energy in altogether. Why we should not be afraid of Fukushima and Chernobyl type of radiation of nuclear accidents. If you everyone when we talk about nuclears, they always mention two things. One, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and then secondly they mention Chernobyl and Fukushima. But you need to understand like why it is important to understand and to really learn about that. These are not the things. Of course, these are the major incidents. They are the severe accident which occurred in nuclear industry. But you should not afraid of it. There are of course implications, but you need to understand why it is important to learn. And also you need you will get to know the answers why um, it is important to have the nuclear as the source. One quick example I want to give, which is a think question to all of you. uh, Solar energy, how you get the solar electricity out of solar basically is the light coming from the sun, which is then converting to electricity. How you get the electricity from wind? Wind is like wind flow of wind, which is due to pressure difference, which is creating the electricity. But how these forms are originated?
Because of
If
nuclear
you get
fusion. Because of nuclear
precise,
fusion. So,
precisely, so this
yeah,
you
thank
need
you.
to understand.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Nitendra. You're so passionate about the
Thank you,
topic
ma'am.
that if I leave you, you will go ahead. And you have to do this for over a month. So you are here with our children for 1 month long, and slowly, gradually, by clay poster making, art, dance, drama, poems, so many things we have decided, we will convey this to our students. So thanks a lot. So we are cutting short because there's time limit. So over to you, Uday. Thank you, Uday.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Singh, for your valuable insight. I'm sure that the entire student body will further benefit from more lessons that are about to follow in the coming month. Now, in order to introduce the Energy Bootcamp to all the students, parents, and teachers in the community, we have put together a launch video for the event, which I will now share my screen in order to give you the first look, and hopefully it will clarify the nuances of the event furthermore.
I think it's just 4-minute video. Yeah, thank you.
So somehow we are trying to encourage people to tell them the benefits of nuclear technology and the options they have, the addressing the issue of climate change altogether, and also the innovation. So in a way, we are covering the entire range of sustainability, if you say. So that is the main idea behind the IYNS.
Every individual, every person who is a consumer in society has, it's like the right and responsibility discussion, which is enshrined in the Constitution. If I'm a consumer of energy, I need to know what is the source of the energy, how much can I consume, and I cannot blindly keep being a consumer. I have to, consumption we will only deplete resources unless I'm also generating and adding renewing these resources.
That because energy is the essence of life. Okay? When we live on earth, the very reason why we were born, so for our existence itself, we need to seriously work upon, if not reducing the consumption, then recycling, reducing the wastage, and also ensuring that there is an optimum utilization of energy and in a sustainable manner. That's very important.
We are on a decline. I don't know the facts. I don't know data, whether we'd be able to sustain it. So I won't be able to tell you 10 years or 20. That kind of doomsday call I can't make. But as an educator, as a human being, my assumption and the observation is that course correction was needed yesterday. It is so imperative in the way we behave towards nature. And this is a strong message for our young children in our care, entrusted to us. Let us begin with at least the children who are in our care in Shiv Nadar School.
So this topic of nuclear energy sustainability is very relevant to our existence, and we need to have the correct informed information. And how amazing we can get experts in the field to actually become the teachers and to interact and become mentors and coaches. So I think the whole platform needs changing from the school mindset where you used to go to school, get content just given to you, not even challenged the content. All you were expected to do was perform in an exam. This is a very different paradigm where you're actually thinking more than an exam. You're thinking about your own future and possibly, as you alluded to, how can I contribute to that future, be it in your own studies, be it even in, and students will not just do formal studies, they'll be involved with startups, non-profit organisations. There'll be so many ways where they can help their community. So I think this is where schools need to change. And I think this whole boot camp, this particular topic, is just a fantastic example to show the world how it could be done.
Fundamentals of what we have actually learned in the science is already the base, but an application, what lacks is the application towards nuclear industry. This is the major research we can, the students can actually
dwell upon. So yes, I mean my experience is, so that is a research, and if you actually find a solution to that, that is a technology. So research and technology, this can be coined as basically two sides of same coin. One, if you understand how things work, that can be used in any application, and that can be termed as a technology for that application.
There is no doubt about it. It will be need based, and then we need to differentiate between where is need, where is comfort, and where is luxury. And I said we need to see that we minimize our requirement. We use the best possible energy efficient measures and devices, and more importantly, which I feel every day when I take a round of the school or otherwise, that we need to ensure that there is a zero waste.
That nuclear science, in the past it was there. Right now it is still there, and it is holding a very strong position even at the global level. Right, so people are aware there is recognition of nuclear science and nuclear technology. People are aware that nuclear science has a positive application. It is being applied in many fields, whether it's medical, in the medical field where it's being used for treatment of cancers, and then radiation therapy. Then in the agricultural field, the applications are there where the crops are being modified such that they give us more, the yield is more. So yeah, so the application of science and technology, nuclear science and technology, it is there, and right now it's holding very strong position.
The scientific awareness to me is recognizing the importance of science and education in the formation of attitude and making decisions. Now, this is where scientific awareness for me comes in education. And unfortunately, because of the rigor of academia, or because of what is really expected as an end goal, the scientific awareness is generally misconstrued.
And I think man has always thought that they are the superior species, and it is in their hands that conservation will also happen. And this present COVID-19 has shown us how nature just locked us up in our houses for 15 days, and the earth was greener, the birds were happier. We need to, yes, start thinking of it, but we need to look at nature also for solutions, because at school we talk a lot about ecosophy. Ecosophy means it's the wisdom of Mother Earth. We shouldn't be thinking that we are at the top of the food chain or top of the species where intelligence is concerned. We need to move out of nature's way. We need to find solutions from nature. We need to find solutions which are going to conserve our biodiversity and not ruin it. Because like Gandhiji has said, the earth has enough of every man's need, but not enough for every man's need.
Thank you all so much for watching the video. Now, for the grand finale of this gathering, I would now like to finally present and launch the official Energy Bootcamp website. And at the same time, I would also like to invite Colonel Gopal to speak a few words about this entire event, because he was unable to join us for interviews due to his schedule. So as I present my screen, Colonel Gopal, if you could please speak some words, we would be happy.
As I often joke, whenever I need to speak on science, I need about a week's preparation. So since I haven't had that, but to echo also what Monica ma'am just said, from my youngest days, I've been fascinated by the interconnection between science and nature. And as the decades have gone by, I suppose that's become one of the greatest challenges of mankind. And again, sort of what you were saying, we tend to forget that, we use phrases like humankind and mankind, sort of forgetting there are many, 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 many other species on Mother Earth. And I suppose in so many ways, what the Energy Bootcamp is talking about is sustainability. And we are not talking about sustainability of human beings, but we are just talking about sustainability of Earth. And I'm guessing through this initiation for the youth about better ways to behave and not just use energy, and to use the right energy, we will have a better world. And I look forward to your deliberations over the month, and try and chip in and come in whenever I can. But I'm very excited by just what you've done by putting this together. It's one of the most important things, I think, for the youth to be aware of at this stage of their life. So thank you very much for putting this together, and look forward to this.
Thank you so much, Gopal sir. I think you very rightly
And
described.
if I may add, everybody in Shiv Nadar School knows that I don't lose an opportunity through books and book references. But someone who influenced me a great deal, Udebanu, at your age and at the age of your peers, is Fridtjof Capra, who's not only a physicist but somebody who deeply understood uh, the challenging decades that will happen in the 70s and 80s and 90s. So he wrote it probably in the early 70s, but he wrote a very epochal type of book called The Tao of Physics. But I think the really interesting book around what you're doing is called The Turning Point. And it's about exactly what you're talking about. There are huge chapters on sustainability and energy and the mechanistic worldview, which is in contradiction to the way the world should go. So do try and catch up with Fridtjof Capra.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we captured the essence of what we were trying to pull together very well, and I really hope that everyone else is able to do the same. All the teachers, parents, and students. And you can check out the details for the inter-school quiz competition, mentorship programs, projects, as well as the creative arts competition over here. There are a couple of things that are involved with this month-long program, and I'm sure that all of you will be very interested to have a look. And at the end, thank you all so much for forming such an essential part of our journey. The management team of the Energy Bootcamp, thanks to all of you for being here as such a wonderful audience. I think none of us expected so many people and so many honorable people to join us here, but we're extremely glad that you're all here. And most importantly, we would also like to give a special mention to the esteemed scientists from IYNS who have been working with us. Without their benevolent spirit and their amazing enthusiasm, organizing the Energy Bootcamp would have been completely impossible. So this marks.
We could not meet all scientists because they all are sitting at different time zones, but they will be working with us for a month. There are 10 people who are there from Europe and other places. and hand-holding students. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yes, this marks the conclusion of this event, but it's only the beginning of Energy Bootcamp. So I hope that all of you will continue to be a part of it and support it furthermore. Please visit the website and other social media pages for IYNS for more details. Thank you so much.